Well, I want to welcome you all into Wednesday night in the Pines. I am Pastor Ron, one of the pastors at the church, and we're looking forward to an amazing time together. Tonight we have a couple special guests, and this is really an opportunity for you, as I see you guys jumping into here, to come into this place and ask questions. We're here for you. I'm going to be hosting this show. We'll be here a maximum of 30 minutes. And so, again, this is your opportunity to jump in, make comments. Maybe you have questions about any of the content that we're going to be talking about or anything that's going on at the church, certainly the pandemic. Things like this that are going on. So we want to say hi to Valerie, as Valerie says, we're here. I'm not sure who the we is, Valerie, but I'm glad that you guys are tuned in. So thank you for that. Again, we're looking forward to a great night, great message, Pastor Ernie, and worship service here tonight. An experience for each of you. We pray that you guys were able to take time today and fast and really be praying about our opening, and it's a state of things in our world. And so we just would like to say thank you for doing that. And as Pastor Ernie had mentioned, if you didn't have a chance to do that today and you forgot about it, you're more than welcome to jump into it tomorrow. Just this idea of denying ourselves something so that we can go to God in prayer and ask Him just to move among us. And so, as you guys know, we're praying for July 12th, and in some circles that I sit in, some people believe that's a big prayer. And so we're watching how things are trending here locally, certainly with our neighbors just to the south of us and here in a community and in our state. And so, number one thing, we want to keep everybody safe. We want to be safe. Yes, we absolutely want to get back together and worship. There's something just so special about when we all enter into that auditorium and enter God's presence together and lift up His name and celebrate His word together. Something completely special about that. We're looking forward to that. We're praying into that. Thank you guys for doing that. So I got to ask you guys as we get started. Ernie talked a little bit about it just a little bit ago, the natural versus the supernatural. So maybe that's a great place to start for you guys who are tuning in. A question to ask you: what's that mean to you? How do you guys go about your days? What's it mean for you to operate in the natural? What's it mean for you to pray into the supernatural? What kinds of things have you guys seen God do supernaturally around you, maybe in your family? So that'd be something to share tonight as we get our show started. So one of the first things I want to do is bring in Pastor Blake. Pastor Blake, we'll add him here. He is muted right now, and hopefully he might be frozen. Anyhow, we'll wait till he shows up. But I wanted to bring Pastor Blake in to the show because I wanted to ask him just basically some questions about some of the things that he's been working on. Pastor Blake works extremely hard throughout the week, and he's got a team of people that work hard. And so we want to bring him into the show, and here he is back again. We lost you for a minute. You blipped into the universe and back. How you doing?
Yeah, I had to switch internet. I kept thinking it was you. Something's wrong with your internet, and then Ben's telling me, "No, we're fine." So it must have been me.
If it wasn't for Ben, we'd be lost. So
yes,
we're trying to get him on the show, but he's busy or something. I don't know. So
no, not that Ben. The other Ben.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
A lot of Bens around here.
Ben Turner. Ben Turner says he's too busy to be. Oh, Marchant.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so confused. Can anybody out there comment in here and clear up some things for me? That'd be helpful. But Blake, I wanted to bring you in because one of the things that you've been working hard on over the past, gosh, you tell me, but has been our church app. And so we just launched it last week. We encourage people to go and maybe delete the old one and upload the new one. And so maybe why don't you give a shout out to that team of people who helped with that? How many months in the making has it been?
Yeah, it's been about a year in the making. And that team has been, Chris Zimmerman has been a huge piece of that team. When I say piece of that team, basically the team has been Chris Zimmerman. Yeah. And then I've sort of helped out in the back end a little bit, and Thomas and Rick Tazinski, Thomas Muzzy and Rick Tazinski have helped out on that app. And so definitely grateful for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Zimmerman, for those of you who don't know, he works hard behind the scenes for a lot of things. Actually launched our new website. He's responsible for all the tech behind getting us to go live online on tonight and on Sunday mornings. And you guys may have noticed we've invested some in that technology, so we've had a lot less glitches as far as losing connection on Facebook, YouTube, and our .live site. So we want to give a shout out to Chris. Maybe we can get Chris on the show. We haven't had Chris on the show yet.
He's already in bed. He goes to bed at 8.
Oh, does he? He's an old fart. Anyhow, so tell us about this app. Why do we have a new one? And why should I switch, or what's new that I'm going to experience in this new app?
Yeah, good question. A couple of things that are really, really amazing about this new app is the ability to get interest-specific push notifications. So nothing's worse than getting your phone blowing up on you all the time with stuff that doesn't relate to you. And so what I would love to encourage people to do is when you download the app, make sure you log in. On the left-hand side, there's a place to log in to set up a login account. You set up a login account, doesn't take that long, it's a couple minutes. And you can say what kind of notifications you want to be notified about. Maybe you don't want to know about the hockey club that's going out. You know what I mean? You don't want to push notification about the hockey club that doesn't exist yet. You know what I mean?
Does the church have a hockey club? That's pretty cool.
We don't. But if we did, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't want to know it, or maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, but you can go in there and personalize what kind of notifications that you want bombarding your phone. The other thing is too, Ron, you'd mentioned we can't wait to get back into this place, right? Well, a lot of things are going to be different when we come back in. We're trying to go as hands-free as possible. We don't want to be, touching everything. And so we're doing what's called a digital connect card or a digital welcome card. So the cool thing is when you have the app and you set up your notifications correctly, when you pull onto campus here at the church campus, the app will literally load your welcome card on your phone for you and say, "Hey, welcome to church."
Very cool.
All the day's information is going to be right there at your fingertips. You don't have to touch any cards or anything like that.
That's cool. Well, I just wanted to mention, Blake, you're a lot younger than me, so maybe you can help interpret this this shout out here. The new app is Choice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, with you and your friends. I mean, you probably know what that means. And so I know our next speaker,
first of all, I think that's Katrina. She's going under her rapper name as Reese Peasy.
That's right, Reese Peasy 11.
Yeah, you know what? Katrina mentioned something really interesting to me this week, by the way. She said that kangaroos cannot jump backwards. And
wow.
I haven't fact checked her on that yet, but I'm just throw that out there. So
how do you next time we're in Australia, let's try to prove that out. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure you got to get in front of them and you got to frighten them and see if they'll, hop back.
I think they might kick you in the face. I'll let you do that. I'll be the guy filming.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So what else is cool? I know on the app you can. We just saw Valerie comment that she did her tithing or giving through the app. Certainly that's easy to do. And it's got a Bible. You can
Here's
go ahead.
A cool feature. There's a sermon discussion question area, right? You have all your questions. You have some commentary that all the community group leaders are privy to. Everybody gets to see that now. And under each section of that, you can actually go in and take your own note digitally, along with the comments and everything that's already part of the sermon questions. And then you can email yourself the entire thing, including your own notes that you took. So it's pretty interactive. There you go. That's a great idea. Put up the actual link. You can go. It's available in the App Store of any operating system, but that's also an easy place to just go in and get it. Also, Ron, I know some people have had problems. Like they say, how do I get my sermon up on the TV? Right.
Right.
When you log into the app, you pull up the app right there. The very first thing you'll see is the live. So whenever we're live, you can hit it right there. or later on, if you want to watch, you can pull it up under the sermons tab, and you can actually cast it. It works with a Chromecast. You can cast it right from your phone, from the app, seamlessly to your TV, and watch it right there. So
Amazing. The things you can do
and
today.
it cooks burgers. Like
Yeah, that's right.
if you set it on weekend mode, it'll grill a hamburger for you. It's crazy.
It's pretty sick. It does that, and it also butters your toast in the morning. It's pretty cool. If you set it next to your toaster, there's an app for that, and it's all within the church. So
morning mode.
Check it out. I think you brought up a good point though, Blake, and that is, we're coming up into a time where we have to pass along a lot of information and important information. When we're going to meet, are we going to meet? What are some of the parameters about meeting, as far as expectations? Because things will be, modified when we get in there. So, grab the app. Go to tcaz.us/app. And you can download on any store. And don't forget, it is important that they get rid of the old one, right?
Yeah, if you're on the old app and you're waiting for new information to come, it's just not going to come. I don't think it'll delete itself from your phone. Once you delete it, you won't be able to download it again. But again, if you're on the old app.
Okay, so we lost Blake's audio. He's having some.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
My earpiece died.
Oh, gee. Oh man, you need to talk to the company and get a new one.
I had it hooked up to our new app. It wouldn't have happened.
Well, what was cool about you just came off stage, and in just a moment we're going to bring in Ben Marchant, and you came off stage. What was cool about tonight's worship experience? I see you're always bringing in, new band members, and we had a few new ones tonight.
Yeah, we have. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we have about 33 people in our band. We call it the church band, and you only see probably 4 to 8 of us at a time.
Yeah.
On any given moment, but yeah, there's actually about 33 people on that team that rotate in and out, and I love the diversity. I love celebrating that. Everybody's got a different talent and a different gift from God, a different niche, so to speak, and it's just been amazing to see. Ben, actually, you guys, talking about Ben, I think his last name is Marchant, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, Ben he's been around for a while, and some of you guys might know him as the principal for Shoal High School, but Ben is a worship leader, and he oh, there he is. Yeah. Just like that, he pops in. And so anyhow, he's actually not only a worship leader, but he's written songs. Why is my face so big?
Oh, sorry. Let me back you off here. There we go. Boom.
Okay. Yeah. So
how's it going, Ben? Thanks for joining the show. I'm doing good. Thanks. One of the things I thought was really cool about tonight, I do want to get into your story. And I do want to just, I know you have a really cool story, and Ernie from back when he was in diapers, down at First Baptist Church. So you probably have
in diapers, or when he was in diapers.
Well, both of you, I don't know. But anyhow, you probably have some really cool stories that you might not want to share on this. I don't know.
Yeah,
or maybe. Anyhow, it's pretty cool when I see you, because I've also watched you along the way. And one of the neat pictures that I saw tonight, which I just think is cool, and I don't know if it's happened for you yet, but you have one of your students on stage with you leading worship. Has that ever happened?
No. It's actually pretty cool, because Corey, she was leading that first song, the Reckless Love. She was one of my students.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
She was one of my students when I was a math teacher.
Wow.
And so that was pretty cool. And then having Jared there, he's a current student at Shoal High School, which is also super, super awesome. So
Yeah. So tell us about when did you decide to start getting into music, writing music? Was that at a pretty early age? And when did it, or has it always been, but when did it turn to writing music of faith?
So, so basically, when I was in second grade, my mom pulled in my brother and I and said, "What instrument do you guys want to play?" It wasn't, do you want to play an instrument or anything? It was what instrument? What
are you gonna play?
Yeah. So which one are you gonna play? And then my brother picked the trombone. That was mistake number one. So he didn't last very long. I think he played music for about 30 minutes.
But was he the smart one? Because that was probably when mom and dad were like, you know what, you don't have to play music anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fighting back. That's probably what he did. I'm gonna play the trombone. I'll show them.
That's right.
So I actually picked the violin because we went to a lot of folk concerts and stuff when we were younger. But then when I had reached about sixth grade, seventh grade, the violin it's not an instrument that you play by yourself, right, unless you're really good. And so and you can't really sing while you're trying to play violin too. That's tricky. And so I switched over to guitar. And the writing part of it really came with me and my best friend. His name is actually Toast. So we had a lot of fun, and we just learned together. We just learned how to play guitar together. We learned how to sing together. We eventually sat down. We're like, we got to learn how to sing. Cool. And so we just started singing together in our room, like no one watching, and just started writing music. So really, for a long time, I knew more songs that I've written myself than cover songs. And so that was fun. And then, about my sophomore year, I started going to Ernie's youth group over at First Baptist. Yeah. And that's when, I just was kind of showing up. I didn't know any of the church scene. I didn't know anything at all. And then he found out that I played guitar. And so he immediately pulled me in and was like, man, you need to play guitar and everything. And I don't know if you know Ernie very well, but he's a little intimidating,
inspiring. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Inspiring is a better word. Yeah. So especially
you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll play guitar. And eventually it was just for like a minute, and then I really started to just kind of back out. I was just like, I don't know. I felt a lot of pressure that, like, I'm up here leading these people, and I don't even know anything. I haven't answered any of these questions myself. And so I just disappeared. And then God works in mysterious ways. And I think it was one of the concerts that Ernie would get going up here. It was probably Power Jam. I think it was a summertime concert, and I was trying to avoid Ernie. I'm like, all right, I don't want this guy to even know, but I wanted to go there. All my friends were at it, and there's cute girls there, and lots of motivating factors. And so I went to that and was trying to avoid him, but then I was in a circle, and he came, from an angle I couldn't see, and he came up and he's like, Ben, where have you been? What's up? And so, fortunately, I was honest with him in that moment. I didn't try to pull any punches or anything. I just told him straight up, hey, you've been having me lead, and I don't even believe any of this. Like, I don't even know what I believe. And he was very, very receptive to that. And, he just needed to know, he didn't know that I, wasn't a follower or anything. And so, so from that point forward, he just kind of encouraged me to come to him with my questions. And, if you're having concerns and you don't know anything, well, let's work on that. Let's figure out what you do believe. And so, so I backed off on any of that, and spent a better part of a year or more, just digging in and trying to figure this whole thing out. Yeah. And so I'm still working on that, figuring this whole thing out. Right. Yeah. But yeah, certainly, I would say later part of my junior year, is when, really God spoke to me and said, like, come on, Ben, you're not going to get every question in the whole world answered before you turn to me. Like at some point, we got to walk through this together, and you just got to ask me to come by your side. So I did that. And then, pretty much immediately started writing worship music. Yeah. And then now today, well, it's rare if I write a song at all, just because, I don't know, excuses, but when I do it, it's super rare for me to write a song that's not about God. Like there's just not much else of substance that means anything without God in it. And so
it's hard to write a song about math. I mean, that's
people try.
People try.
People try, but
Well, I'm kind of curious, like in what do you say, or what would you say? Let's put it that way. What would you say to somebody who sees themselves in your story? I'm this freshman. I'm this sophomore. I'm curious about God, but I've got so many questions and I can't do it, or I've been faking it. What would you say to that kid?
Yeah, I would say that, we all are wired differently. And sometimes it's hard to notice that, because when you come to church or when you see things like this online or anything else, and especially on social media, you get this different image of people. You feel like everyone's got it all together, and that no one has answers, and that no one has any questions, that they have all the answers, and that they've got life all figured out. And so you start to believe that if I have any questions, or if I have doubts about things, that is there even a God, or is the Bible accurate, or all these endless questions, you start to feel like that's wrong. That you feel like, well, I shouldn't have questions. I shouldn't have any doubts about anything. And so if you push those into a little closet, bad news. Gotta get out there, get open with them, get honest with them, and you would be amazed at how many other people that are sitting in your community group, or in your own family, or your parents, or possibly even your pastor, that have gone, I have struggled with that too. I've wondered how that works, and what that piece is. And so definitely my encouragement would be not to hide it at all. Don't even hide it at all. There is so much power in asking questions, and just being open and honest that you don't have it all figured out, and everything else. I think that one of my favorite books that I read later on, once I hit college and stuff, was called "I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist." That was a really good one. And just in the title itself, I really like how that's worded, because whether you're atheist or Christian or Buddhist, or no matter what you are, you're going to have to have a little bit of faith. You're not going to know 100% of whatever it is that you believe in. You're not going to just know maybe it's 98%, or maybe some of us are at 60%.
Yeah.
And so I like the title of that book, because it's, in order to be an atheist, well, there's some answers that I'm going to need there too. To
right.
believe there's not a God, to believe that this was all accident, that I've got to have faith in that. And so I thought that was a really good book title, if nothing else.
Exactly.
To have to have enough faith to be an atheist, or to have enough faith to be a Christian,
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ben, thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit better. We've seen you on stage a few Wednesdays, and I've always loved your music, and you have an amazing family, and I kind of like your dad too. He's he's one of our pastors. But I have a question for Blake. Blake, now I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? And this is concerning Ben. Ben had a friend in high school that he did music with. His name was Toast. Now, if you had to guess what Ben's nickname was, what would it be?
Butter.
Well, so did you have a nickname, Ben, or was it just Ben Marchant and Toast?
Yep, that was it.
That sounds like one of Ernie's friends, actually.
It does, yeah. Ernie's got a lot of.
He doesn't have
Gordon.
anybody with a friend named Ben. Like, he doesn't have any friends named Ben. He's got friends named like Headquarters and stuff like that.
Knuckles.
Money.
Yeah.
I thought he said Money earlier, but he was saying someone else's name.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Blake, what was your nickname growing up? And you can't say the
Oh,
merch.
no, you gave me that nickname.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Did you even know
I like
that?
that nickname. No,
I only had one nickname that I know of, at least in public, which was people call me B Money.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was when I was in college because I didn't have any money at all, and I was always bumming stuff off of people.
Bum
Has
money.
Changed, or I don't know.
No, it's the
No.
same. It's actually, yeah.
You can call him B Money if you want. It goes well with his. Okay, well, Ben,
we got to show this comment right here.
Well, yeah, Ben, we have a special special request from somebody. This is going to be a little bit awkward because it does involve getting your phone number. So we have somebody that thinks you're pretty cute and wants your number. So are you?
Yeah.
I think that's not possible.
Wow.
That's your family right there.
Yeah. Tell her I'll be home soon.
Okay.
You're over here trying to get me divorced again.
So,
hey, man, just stay. It's only going to
stay. It's cool. Everybody's doing it. Well, tell us about your family.
Well, there's right there. There's my wife, Marilyn, and that I believe is a little picture of my son, who's older than that now. His name is Oliver, and then my daughter Melanie is not in that picture, but he's a little over 3.5, and she's a little over 1.5, and then Marilyn is 31. In case you cared.
Well, I just wanted to share this with you, so your ride home will be a little bit better.
Okay, good. All right.
No, you have an awesome family, and I've been loving getting to know your wife better. She's just been instrumental on our host side of things on the online. Yeah. So it's great to see your family getting so involved in ministry. And so again, thanks again for sticking around, Ben. I'll buy you lunch or something if your wife kicks you out of the house. Okay. So,
all right, deal.
All right. See you later. So, Blake, that's going to be just about wrap it up for tonight. But I did want to just reemphasize to everybody the importance of grabbing the app. If you aren't involved in a community group, let's talk about this real quick. You and I were talking about this earlier, Blake. Is just that I know we're all antsy to get back into church. And it's certainly a part of all of our spiritual health and health of being around each other. But we talked about the importance of community groups. So what is your thought on just people? If I'm out there and I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm thinking about, I keep hearing about community groups, but I don't know if I need it or not. What would you say to that?
I think groups are one of the most needed, yet one of the most avoided things that we do. We don't want to put ourselves out there. We approach things a lot with someone else has it more together. And when I'm in that intimate setting, I can't hide behind stuff. It's a smaller setting, and I can't hide behind. If I don't show up, people know it. You know what I mean? If I don't show up to church, somebody may or may not know it. If I don't show up to group, it's known. And I think sometimes we hesitate to get in a group because of that factor. But my experience in groups has been the opposite of anything about judgment or anything like that. It's complete acceptance. But we want to accept you as you are. But man, we want to help each other grow. It's a recognition that every single one of us are broken. It's like Ben said earlier. I love how he put that. He's like, somehow we always think like somebody else has got it together,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of come in those, at least with my group, and it takes time. You know what I mean? It does. It takes a little bit of time. But once you begin to know each other on that level, you begin to recognize in each other that, man, you have struggles. They're different than mine. You struggle in an area I don't. I struggle in an area that you don't. And man, praise the Lord, we can help each other and speak wisdom, biblical truth into those areas. Ask questions, answer questions.
Yeah.
On different areas. It's just a great time. I know for us, we met last night, and we just, we're going to start meeting outdoors.
Yeah.
The weather's nice right now. It's a good time of year to do that, and so yeah, it was really good.
And we've talked about this quite often, but when you talk about church dynamics, and we've studied church dynamics quite a bit as a leadership group, but if you're out there and you're maybe frustrated that you can't get a hold of the pastor like Ernie or one of the main pastors, we really, as a growing churches find a lot of ministry and healing in their groups, with their group leaders ministering to them, and so it's a greater degree of being ministered to, and turning around and ministering to other people's, like you mentioned. And so if you haven't been in groups or you just even have questions, I mean, this link right here doesn't sign you up to be at Joe Smith's house next week, but it is just a way to ask questions of our community group pastor Justin, and he'll get back with you, so check that out. Well, Blake, that's all the time we have for tonight, and so thanks for jumping in. As always, it's always awesome to have you, so have a good night.
Thanks. See you guys.
So that's going to be it for this week. We want to thank those of you for tuning in. If you happen to be tuning in and you're catching this and it was not live and you're watching a recording of this, I want to let you know, if you're hurting, if you need help, if you need anything, reach out to us, please. We know these times can be difficult. And so, even if you want to reach out to me, I've told you guys before, that's 928-362-8910. If you just dial the extension 020, that goes straight to my line. All of us at the church, our lines ring into our cell phones. And so give us a call. We'll do our best to get back with you and talk to you, pray with you, or whatever it might be. And so we know we can do that. We have staff and pastors that are praying for you out there. We care about you. We're looking forward to meeting back together again. Again, remember to be in prayer over that date, July 12th, so that we can see healing in our land and in our community, so that we can actually begin to meet together again. So that's going to be it for us tonight. Again, thank you for jumping in. I'll be back with you next Wednesday. Help spread the word. This is actually a time for you to ask your questions during this show, and we would love to hear from you in real time. And so we wanted to do a little show with you guys. And so spread the word. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, our service times during the weeks are Sundays at 9:30, 11 a.m., and 7 p.m., and then on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And we do this show at 8:15 on Wednesday nights. And so thanks, guys. Leave a comment. If we're not live, we will be getting back in touch with you. You guys have a great night.